Here with the one and only Roy Jones Jr. Now, Roy, there's a lot there's a lot riding on this fight. We got promoters that don't like one another. Got James Prince here.
Hey, it's on. It's on and popping.
How y'all been?
Oh, really good, yeah.
That's good, that's good.
Good to see y'all, bro.
I see y'all. Y'all good? Come on now.
Roy, not only one of the greatest fighters of our generation, but also a popular man in boxing. Now, Roy, as I mentioned before, we got promoters that don't like each other, Main Events and BoxNation. You got Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward that definitely dislike one another. We have a lot of controversy, the controversial decision going towards Andre Ward, and the controversy of John David Jackson skipping teams. Talk to us about the fight and how it's going to play out.
Man, let me tell you something. You can't pay none of that controversy no attention, because the only real controversy here is when them two step in the ring, who's going to be smarter, who's going to be ready, who made the better adjustments to win the fight. And all the other people that got controversy, promoters, all the outside foolishness, can't do with John David Jackson, none of them ain't fighting. Only two people fight. Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. That's all that matters.
And who's going to be making the better adjustments? Because you have Andre Ward that made adjustments in the second half of the fight, but then you have Sergey who says he tired in the 5th round, and so forth.
So what that tells you that Andre made adjustments during the fight. Sergey never been in there and never had to fight a fighter like Andre Ward. So he didn't know how to make no adjustments. That's why Andre was able to come back and control the second half of the fight. Because Andre knows how to make adjustments. But now that forced Kovalev to prove to us, can he go back and make an adjustment now? Because he has time. He created himself enough of a lead in the last fight that he pretty much, I thought, still won the fight by maybe 1 point, or could have got a draw in the fight. I didn't think he necessarily lost it, but he lost the second half of the fight, which is the most important half of the fight. You understand me? So with that being said, now can you go back to training and make up or fix or make adjustments to fix what you did wrong in the first fight? That's what we need to see.
Now, does this fight lose any steam with the announcement of Mayweather versus McGregor?
No, it does not. If you know boxing, you got two guys who are still virtually undefeated, fighting in their prime. How could you not want to see that as a boxing fan? This is the best of a boxing match you're going to get. That's the biggest of an event as you're going to get. There's a difference in a boxing match and an event. There are people that will pay all types of money to see Evel Knievel try to make a jump that he's never made before. Why? Because that's an event. Well, in this case, Conor McGregor is trying to do something that he never imagined doing before. So what does that make that? An event. That's different than the Kentucky Derby. Because in the Kentucky Derby, we're going to see a whole field of horses, 90% of them capable of winning the Kentucky Derby. And they're going to run. But they all run. That's what they do. They have reputations to prove, or they have a pedigree to prove why they're there. Even Knievel just think of crazy stuff and do it. Conor McGregor just thought of something crazy, took Roy's old idea and say, you know what, since they wouldn't let Roy do it, then me and Floyd will do it. We'll make the money off of it, which they did. So,
they talked about, well, not talked about, but they were mentioning fans saying, what about Roy Jones versus Anderson Silva?
We'll do it first. It was our idea first. We don't get the benefit from it, but it was our idea first. Me and him probably should sue Dana White for not letting us do it first, because it was our idea. So they get benefit from our idea. We should have a lawsuit, but we don't know that.
Roy, last question here. Last question. Now, you got Canelo Alvarez taking on Triple G. 3 weeks before that, like I mentioned before, you got the McGregor-Mayweather fight. Can that derail the fight, or could it help produce bigger numbers?
Definitely couldn't derail the fight, that's for sure. How could it derail the fight? Even if their fight is a flop, nobody's expecting Canelo and Triple G to ever be a flop. It's just like this fight. This can't possibly be a flop unless somebody got knocked out with the first punch in the first round, which could have happened, but that wouldn't make it a flop. Just somebody caught somebody right away and knocked them out. So you can't get flops out of two well-matched offensive weapons. Both of these guys are well-matched offensive weapons. Canelo and Triple G are both well-matched offensive weapons. You can't get a flop out of that.